So I think we're in truth derangement syndrome year.
Mm.
Like, absolutely out of their minds, people going, there's no trafficking. Well, I think when everything comes down, how does Evo help us? Well, next year, or hopefully December, I'm trying to see if Trump's going to get in earlier because of the levels of crime, creating war, all these things that Americans don't want. Nobody around the world wants. But if we're going to go get really heavy with truth derangement, let's go the opposite direction and go, what do they stand for? Make America great again.
Hey, hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another inspired conversation. These two almost don't need an introduction anymore. You guys know them. They've been friends of Inspired for a long time, and their daily work 24/7 is to help you, to help me, to help all of us become the best possible version of ourselves and make sure that we're healthy, vibrant, energetic. That's what Patty Greer and Chris Burres are doing every single day. The founders and partners of C60 Evo. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you for having us, John.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Miss Patty, I got to start with you. What's that beautiful necklace you got there today? It's
Oh,
just
you are so intuitive. It's probably the largest piece of moldavite I've ever seen, and I ran a crystal store for years that was a gallery. Do you know what moldavite is?
yes, 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 yes. I mean, not a lot of knowledge, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Well, it's a beast. Thank you for noticing. Once in a while, when I'm around intuitive people, I see people go, ooh, what do I? And no, what's the moldavite? This is a big one. And I only put it on for certain occasions, like if I went in a big public event, because it's a wonderful repellent for low frequencies and a wonderful magnet to higher frequencies. It's not actually a mineral of Earth, it's a mineral from outer space, fell into the Moldau Valley of Czechoslovakia more than 300 million years ago. And it's the highest vibrating mineral on Earth because it's not of Earth. So
I
um,
love it. Well,
I love
it's
it.
definitely shining through the airwaves here. I can tell you that.
Thank
Um,
you.
it's so good to have you guys back. It's sort of getting colder. I know, Chris, you're in Texas. I'm in Tennessee. You're in Colorado, but it's getting colder everywhere. And I hear a lot of stuffy noses and whatnot. And um, I think it's a good time to talk about what we can do to not just, not get sick, but to stay actually really, really healthy. And Chris, I was reminded when we talked a little off the camera here that um, the wonderful product that you guys are making today, C60 Evo or ESS 60, it started completely different, right? It started nothing, nothing that people would put into their bodies. Can we quickly talk about this remarkable story? And then we have a special giveaway for our audience today as well. But Chris, tell us a little bit about your story that's been going on 30 years now with this incredible molecule.
Yeah, so always great to connect with you and your audience, and I do love to tell the backstory. Sometimes I'm worried maybe some people have heard it, but I also know it's a good story, and there's a lot of kind of details that maybe got missed on the first pass. And the story is about this molecule. So I'm holding up a molecule. If you're listening, just imagine a soccer ball where the lines on the soccer ball represent the bonds between the carbon atoms. So you have a spherical molecule of 60 carbon atoms. We call that ESS 60. The molecule was discovered in 1985 here in Houston. That's where our lab is based at Rice University. And the three scientists who discovered it actually won the Nobel Prize for that discovery in 1996. So a short 11 years from discovery to being awarded the Nobel Prize. Our lab started manufacturing the molecule in 1991, so 5 years before they were awarded the Nobel Prize. The molecule, the scientists won the Nobel Prize because the molecule is actually amazing. If you think about this kind of closed cage soccer ball shape, it was the first molecule that had a closed cage shape to ever be discovered. They've discovered others since, but it was the first one to be discovered. It also is an amazing molecule. The way I describe it is it performs as well or better than the current best material in almost every application. It makes better inks, it makes better batteries, it makes better tires, it makes better photocells. And this is often when people are thinking, wait a minute, like that's not, none of that sounds healthy. Like I've never
That's a
thought
little
about
counterintuitive. Yeah.
what part of those tires should I chop up and consume on a daily basis. And the story's interesting because it gets a little worse. Whenever you think, because it performs so well in so many applications, the thought process was man would be working with it on a regular basis. And whenever that happens, you want to do toxicity studies. And for various reasons, most prominently this shape, there's one of the shapes on the outer surface of this soccer ball shaped molecule ESS60 that is reminiscent of benzene. And benzene is ubiquitous for our society. So it's an amazing molecule. We don't have modern society without it. If you just look around, benzene is the core molecule for plastics. So like right away, like everything changes in our modern society. But it's also really paramount in some medications, like aspirin has benzene as the main kind of foundational molecule. And then also detergent. So we just don't have modern society without benzene. But benzene on its own is known to be toxic and known to be carcinogenic. And for that reason, because that benzene shape is on the exterior of this soccer ball shaped molecule, they thought it might be toxic. They put it in a toxicity study. And instead of being toxic, the test subjects that they gave it to, and really in that study, they gave rats water, olive oil, and then olive oil with as much of the ESS60 molecule as they could get to dissolve in it. And instead of being toxic, the test subjects given the olive oil with ESS60, really the C60 Evo formula, lived 90% longer than the control group.
Chris, that's got to be one of the most remarkable surprise studies in history, where you go to look for one thing and you find the exact opposite of the thing that you were looking for. You were looking for toxicity, and you find no, they live longer. They also don't have tumors. Holy crap, 90% longer.
Yeah. And you throw in, so these scientists, we're doing a toxicity study. If one thing is true about a toxicity study, remember they gave rats water, olive oil, and olive oil with ESS60. When all of the control rats, those rats just given water, are dead, that's not toxic. Like there's zero toxicity in something where the control group are all dead. So they technically should have ended their experiment at 32 months. And just to kind of describe that, a typical Wistar rat lives out to 32 months. You mentioned tumors. They have a known amount of tumor mass. The longer they live, the more tumor mass they get in their bodies. Even though the C60 Evo rats lived out to 62 months, again, 90% longer, none of them had any tumors. So at 32 months, when all of the control water rats are dead, this study's over. But kudos to the researchers out of the University of Paris who continued this study for an additional 30 months, right? So you're talking, they didn't have to do that for their toxicity. And so, yeah, you're right. It's polar opposites.
I get it, but I think probably as a scientist, you're just going, hold on, what's going on here? Like something is weird. Why are these rats not dying? They're probably behaving, healthier, better, more energized. So kudos to them. And probably also a good sign for maybe a system where money didn't dictate everything. And they were just like, let's see where science leads us here. Right. I mean, so I think that's fantastic. And now fast forward to 2024, and right before the show, Patty sends me an email and says, I'm fired up about this TDS thing. It used to be called Trump derangement syndrome, but you have a new definition. How in the world did you come up with that new definition, and how does it connect to Evo, to C60 Evo?
Well, I used to have a clothing store, so for me, I usually wear a flag shirt when the election's coming to say, I know what's going to happen because I've been, talking to it. Mm-hmm. So I wore my flag shirt because I knew America was going to win. And so what am I wearing today representing? Well, I'm sorry, I got to blow my nose with my Biden toilet paper. I've got props all over the place because I'm having fun. Bottom line is that I think we're going to have a lot of free flights to Gitmo. And so my shirt is in honor of all those people that are going to be leaving soon so that the truth can return. So for me, this year, 2024, was no longer Trump derangement because I don't have patience. If you don't do the research, go talk to your other friends. I love you, but I don't want to hear it. So I think we're in truth derangement syndrome year. Like, absolutely out of their minds, people going, there's no trafficking. Well, I think when everything comes down, how does Evo help us? Well, next year, or hopefully December, I'm trying to see if Trump's going to get in earlier because of the levels of crime, creating war, all these things that Americans don't want, nobody around the world wants. But if we're going to go get really heavy with truth derangement, let's go the opposite direction and go, what do they stand for? Make America great again. What is Bobby saying? Make America healthy again. I mean, this is where I'm at. This is my favorite hat. And make America healthy again. Bobby, God bless him. We have been sending him C60 Evo for 2 years. And I believe when he took the second and third collection sets of all the flavors, because I don't know which one he likes best, I just pray he's taking it and that we're going to hear his voice more clearly. And I'm hearing his voice more clearly. And I haven't been able to reach him personally, but when I sent the last group, I got some hats back and some T-shirts.
That's a good color for you.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder why they picked that color.
Well, it's probably one of their many, probably because it goes with my bottles and it goes with my big bottle really, really well. So we bring this to market because we believe in making America healthy again. And I was sitting with some friends, coming up with, okay, we got MAGA, we got MAHA. Let's come up with some new ones. My favorite was, I'm sorry, should I be doing this? Make America heterosexual again. I mean, what we're doing is we're trying to bring consciousness back. And I loved your show about the emergency. It's the emergent consciousness. And how do we get there?
The beautiful thing is we can finally get to that point. We can disagree on the fine print and agree on the broad strokes of, of truth, of authenticity, of health, of integrity. And I think those are the important things, right? I love the fact that we're returning to a place of consciousness where we can do that. So you said something that sounds joking, but it's not really joking.
No.
Is you cannot, and this has been one of the biggest messages in our work, you can't be the best possible version of yourself and make good decisions and live a good life if you're not healthy. It's just not happening because you're concerned with survival. You're concerned with whatever you need to constantly manage or fix or take drugs for. And that's not life, that's survival. And that is why we love to partner with you all, because that's your mission. That's the one and only mission that you guys drive home every single day. Is this is what we're doing, and this is how we're doing it. And Chris, you explained this a little bit, but there's something very powerful that happens with this molecule in the human cell, and we've talked about this before, but my brain needs repetition, and I know for most everybody, it's good to hear things again so we know how something works. What does it exactly do in a cell that is so potent?
Yeah, and I just want to piggyback on what you said, because there's this phrase that I really think is incredibly powerful, which is a man with his health has 1,000 dreams. A man without his health has but one. Right. So that's true. Yep. If you are not healthy, then that's the only thing that you wish to be. And we've all been sick when we're like, I just would like this to end. Like, I just want this, whatever. And for most of us, there is an end. And for some, you've got to seek out other kind of opportunities to find the right end of that illness. A lot of supplement companies are out there bragging and pushing and talking about how their supplements work at the cellular level, right? And that's a great thing to do. You want to be working at the cellular level, not just at kind of broad organ systems, but at the cellular level. And what we can proudly say, our current theory is the BOSS theory, buffering oxidative stress system, which we believe occurs inside the mitochondria. That means that we operate at the subcellular level. So we've got this molecule, which even back in the 90s was known to hold up to 6 negatively charged particles on the exterior of this soccer ball cage. And we've got this understanding that it gets into the mitochondria. There's peer-reviewed published research that proves that. And now you combine those two thoughts and you understand that it has protective effects when the mitochondria, by the way, mitochondria is the powerhouse of every cell. It generates the energy your cells need in order to be a liver cell, heart cell, whatever kind of cell. And then
And
this is
sorry to
in there.
interrupt, Chris, but just to
Yeah.
say this, it's under constant attack 24/7. I
Yep.
mean, we have to say why it's under attack by the toxins in the food, in the water, in the air, electromagnetic frequencies. It's under attack 24/7. I
It's
just
under
wanted to.
attack. Yeah. It's under attack just by our own stress levels, right? Remember, kind of we're wired to get stressed because we are running from a lion, right? Or we're trying to find food that might be, dangerous. So these are stress levels that we're designed actually to experience and then run off. And now our body doesn't know the difference between a bad email, a bad phone call, the stress of an email, the stress of a phone call, and being attacked by a lion. So that same cortisol just courses through our veins when, I don't know, a kid does something. I have twins, so like that comes to mind right now, right? And then you get
double the stress when it happens.
so you get that stress, and then hopefully you can go and do a run, because that's really what would happen. As we're evolving, is that lion chases us and it burns off that cortisol, and now we don't have that burn off. And what you end up doing is overwhelming the mitochondria, right? It's stressed. It's got to be prepared to fight or for flight, fight or flight. Both of those take a lot of energy. So your mitochondria fire up to provide as much energy across your whole systems as possible. Well, that tends to overwhelm the natural balance of those mitochondria. And so now they start producing this thing called reactive oxygen species, which they produce, but they're usually managed inside of them. And now those reactive oxygen species are the things that run around our body. I like to describe them as little bumper cars that run around and bump into things and really rust them, right? They oxidize them. And that's where this boss theory comes in. And this holds on to those. This C60 molecule holds on to those reactive oxygen species so they don't do any damage.
When Chris says this is our theory and this is what you might experience, there's an agency, a 3-letter agency, that makes it almost impossible for good companies to talk about great products because they don't like the competition for their main money givers, who's big pharma. So I appreciate that you're being this cautious, but there are there's incredible feedback that we've been getting, that you've been getting from everyday people, from athletes, from businessmen, from of course a lot of pet owners who just have, like we do, the fact that my golden retriever is snoring next to me, our golden retriever, 14 and change old. The fact that he's still around and he'll still walking is because he gets his daily dose of Evo. So I know you can't say many things, but they are the truth. Now, Miss Patty, you said,
I can say plenty.
Pardon me.
I can say plenty. I'm not.
I know, but you said to me, it's holiday time, and we love to give away some of the goodness. So we said, why don't we give away some of the goodness? And you brought the big bottle, right?
Sure. Yes.
Holy moly! Well, you said you brought the big bottle. Damn, that's a big bottle.
Look at it. So this is for very large events, or for people that don't trust UPS. FedEx is going to stay in business. But we like to give away things that people are going to be blown away by, and it'll always be the C60 Evo Olive Oil, because it's the strongest one on the market, and it's got the ESS60, which I want to reiterate. There's a difference between when Chris started and he was selling industrial for ink, batteries, solar photocells, and then he evolved the cleaning process to become safe for humans and pets. This is a different product than industrial grade. Unfortunately, if we consider anybody competition, they're most likely selling industrial C60, and we're not. And Chris trained me that I had to put a quarter in the cuss box if I said C60, because it's old school. It's industrial. This is what we make for people and pets. So we're going to give away an 8-ounce bottle, not a 4-ounce bottle, which we usually do. And this will last a month for a big guy or a little girl like me that likes a tablespoon a day. And then we have 3 different flavors of oil, but this is going to be our gift, this really potent one. And I give away little samples now and then to family and friends. I haven't given one away where they haven't ordered within 3-4 days. I mean, they don't have to impress me, but it is so effective that people feel it and it works. And I did want to give a little bit of generic explanation of Chris's the boss theory and the science, because what it means on a basic level, which is me, I'm the woo-woo, but I'm also not a scientist or a doctor. For me, it's about mental focus and also never getting sick. But that's just me. I never get sick. I can't say it's going to happen for other people, but if you've got something that's stronger than vitamin C 172 times, you're going to get an awful lot of antioxidant benefits from a spoonful every day. It's so easy. There are so many benefits. I've had 2 hip replacements. Nobody even knows that I was limping last year because I'm so much better. But I swear by it, and that's why Chris and I are partners. We are wonderfully night and day, think very different, come from different belief systems, but we totally believe in making America healthy again and making the world healthy again. And that's what we do.
Which has been your mission, and we in our way, we join that mission fully, unequivocally. We love being part of that mission. So please let us know, our wonderful viewers. They can win a bottle, an 8-ounce bottle of the C60 Evo Olive Oil. A wonderful, that's what we usually take in the morning. What do they have to do to enter? And I know we're going to announce it during our next show together, and we're going to announce it on our social media. But what do they have to do, Patty?
All they have to do is write a comment below this show if they've been taking it. Let us know how great it is for you and your pets, your dog, your cat. If they came back from the dead, let us know. And if you haven't tried it, you might want to get a little bottle so that next month you can let us know how it is. But testimonials are what we really love hearing, because when you hear it from the owners, it's like, yeah, sure, you got hip replacements and you're dancing now. Yeah, that's why I'm partners with Chris. The other reason is there's only one lab in the world making ESS 60 for people and pets. And it's Chris's lab in Houston, Texas. We're a patriot company. We've been doing it 33 years. They have, even though he looks 12. The Evo really helps. This is one of the rare shows where he hasn't modeled the facial serum. Usually he's like slathering, and look at his skin. He looks good for 75, I think. So, I'm so
55.
glad.
Well, man, when you get to my age, around 80, you'll see, you start to get that white hair around here. But friends, so if you leave a comment letting us know, how your experience was, or if you haven't had an experience yet, you might also leave a comment saying, I would love to try C60 Evo, and you will still be eligible to enter. We will raffle it up. We'll put all comments in a little basket. We'll print them out, and we'll draw a name. We'll do it on the air. I mean, that's the funnest thing to do. We'll do it on the air together, and we'll announce it during our next show together. And then C60 Evo, the wonderful folks, are going to send you an 8-ounce bottle. Which, thank you for that. We appreciate it. So I know you're on fire today, and you're usually on fire, Patty. So what is your message today for all of our viewers? What is on your heart? What do you want them to know?
I want people to have faith in the upcoming world that we're moving into. The consciousness is definitely rising. And with the Evo, I realized that I started focusing on my pineal gland, and then my pineal gland started focusing on me. And it's not that it has a brain of itself, but I find that what we focus on shows up. And I know that for me, I had people try and take me out twice. So when I met Chris and Robert, it was because this stuff saved my life. And I knew without a doubt that dying, and it saved me. And now I'm on fire again. I'm on round 2. We were talking about racing and sports cars before the show because I'm naughty again. I'm having so much fun because this is bringing me back. My 95-year-old mom and her 16-year-old dog. I mean, they're like the only ones at the facility that are still full brain, full motion, mind boggling. And it's this product, I'm sure of it. So, what I want to say to people is get yourself a more natural diet. Get yourself purified water delivered. I have glass bottles delivered, not plastic. Just be really conscious about everything you take in, including news. Clear your kitchen counter of all those supplements that really haven't done you a lot of good. Get yourself an 8-ounce bottle of Evo. Take a teaspoon or a tablespoon every day. And if you don't write a testimonial, I'll be surprised. But a lot of people don't realize because they're not in their conscious self. They're so busy just trying to survive that they don't realize, oh my God, I feel better. Oh my God, my research is so extended. Oh, I don't have arthritic. I mean, I can't say any diseases. My fingers don't hurt anymore. Like, how can I feel this good? And that's what I'm seeing a lot of. How can I feel this good? And I'm like, what are you taking? A teaspoon every day? And I go, do a tablespoon and then call me, in a couple of days. It's so fun. It's really, really fun. And I will also highly recommend the MCT coconut oil in your morning coffee. This is my remedy right here. And it's only half as strong as the olive oil, so I take twice as much. It's absolutely delicious, but for me, I never forget. And a tablespoon of this in my coffee, I go all day long until 9 o'clock without ever getting tired. And I told Chris 9:01 maybe, but that's it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, done. And I surrender. But I go all day without ever having a tired moment. Coffee doesn't do that. I don't know anything that gives me this kind of energy that's natural. I mean, 2 ingredients, so simple. The facial serum, all natural, 21 ingredients, fruits and divine essence, chia seed as a base. We really do a conscious um, product line. And the reason is we got the best lab in the world making the good stuff. There's nobody else making it. And when we hear about, oh, I tried this, right, these gummies and felt a little better, but, nah, it's like, was it C60 Evo? I can't really talk about C60. I can only talk about the ESS 60 because this is the good stuff made for people and pets. If you travel, we do the good stuff, the olive oil in capsules. And this way you can take them on an airplane, stick them in your briefcase, really easy for traveling. But again, we do the olive oil. And, if I want to impress anyone, I just give them a spoonful of olive oil and I see them put an order in within a day or two. So the products work. That's what's good about it. They're also natural. My bathroom counter, I used to have all these expensive skin products. And then we made this. And now I have this. And I got rid of
I use it.
everything.
I use it. Chris uses it. I mean, when you get us guys to use something, that we're not, I don't know. I don't know skin creams from Adam, but I use the facial serum. I mean, and I love how it smells.
How about
It's
this one?
almost, yeah, the tangerine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we just came out with this for Christmas. This is our C60 Evo Rich Body Cream with tangerine and ESS 60. The smell is delightful. The other grandma in our family called me and she said, "Oh my God, I just want to take a bath in this. Please bring me more for Thanksgiving." So yeah, my whole family, everybody loves it. Everybody takes it. And we are the healthiest group. We just don't get sick. So I can't say it's going to happen for other people because I'm not allowed, but it certainly is going to boost your immunity, your longevity, your endurance, your strength. Chris talks about all these people that work out really, really hard and then they hurt the next day. If you take Evo, you won't hurt the next day. If you know you're going to drink heavily, take some Evo. We don't recommend it at night, but if you're all whacked out, take a shot and wake up feeling pretty darn good. So it seems to be a remedy for anything that ails people. As we get toxified from all these things, if you're taking this every day as a preventative, you're probably going to avoid a lot of things that might have hit you.
And this is the incredible thing. If you were actually allowed to talk about all the things that it might be good for and that it has shown, it would be much easier. But this is for now, that's the name of the game. That's going to change. We're going to change the name of the game so we can speak truth again,
Get the
and
guitar
not
next
abuse it.
year.
Yeah, and not abuse it, which I think is important, to be authentic and truthful and say this is what it can do. This is what we don't know that it does. But yeah, um, Miss Patty, where can people go online, get the whole collection or a subscription, save you, because I know you have an amazing savings for our audience, which we're very
We do.
thankful for. So where can they go and how can they save?
Thank you. C60 Evo, like evolution.com/inspired channel. And when you go there, you'll see a lot of the products. And if you want to see all the products on the top, there's a link. Just tap, go to the shop, and it'll show you everything in every collection set. If you see two prices, it's because you can buy this today, or you can buy this today on a monthly subscription and get it once a month, and you'll save 20% every month. And if you don't love it, just write us or call us and cancel. We don't even ask questions. We have more than 53% of our sales are resubscribes, which says to me, great testimonial. People don't quit the product. We did a recent test to see refunds, returns. Most companies that do supplements, 20 to 30% return rate is average. We had less than 1% return.
That's
Huge
incredible.
testimonial. So people and pets, we have dog lover set, cat lover set. If you get 2 items or more in any of our collection sets, 15% off. And if you want to really save, 25% off on a dozen quantity of any item. But no matter what you get, no matter what discount, be sure that you use the code on his page for the Inspired channel to get another 10% off at checkout. So you can save all kinds of money, try the products, but no matter what, you might end up not spending money on all those supplements that you've been buying and just do a bottle of Evo and probably feel better, stay healthy, look good. I mean, our skin really, really helps. It helps with everything head to toe.
And it makes for a good Christmas present, my friend. So I'm just saying, it's for under the tree, good package. Most definitely helps. We put the link in the description. It's c60evo.com/inspired channel. Links in the description in the pinned comment. Miss Patty, the Maha hat fits you just so well. The purple, I love it. And that's a great, yeah, there you go. So that fits well under the tree. And Chris, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us again today. I love what you guys are doing, and thank you for this wonderful partnership.
Thank
We
you,
love
John.
you. Thank you.
And
Have a great
Inspired Tribe.
Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry, Chris. What did you say?
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I mean, we're a little ways away still, but not that much actually. So much. This has been such a fast year. It's just boom, boom, boom.
I've got a
So
new one for Thanksgiving. Make America happy again.
there you go. I'm fully on board with that. Happy, healthy, wealthy, whole, and free. Inspired Tribe, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will be back with you again very, very soon.